After watching an intense movie, Netflix's suggestions of what to watch next was stand-up comedy. Good for you, Netflix. In this order: Charlene's Boy by Dion Cole and Lunel by Lunel. And I watched them in that order. Lunel was pure hilarious entertainment, but Charlene's Boy drew out the mental health professional in me. Cole raised the issue of how sometimes the black community can be a cage, specifically how homophobia in the black community creates a prison for black boys in terms of their self-expression and their sexuality. Cole shared how his fashion choice of wearing bell-bottom pants led to him being labeled a homosexual and the backlash of losing professional opportunities. Then at the close of the show, he shared that some comedians perform wearing a mask of happiness while going through personal trauma. And in his case, he was performing on the 1 year anniversary of the death of his beloved mother and wasn't emotionally well. Charlene's Boy made me think about African American writer and poet Paul Laurence Dunbar, one of my favorites, who during his lifetime was praised and criticized for his portrayal of black people's experiences, and who also addressed the issue of blackness being a cage of mask wearing. Dunbar was born on June 27, 1872 in Kentucky to two formerly enslaved parents. He was ill for most of his life and spent the last 3 years of his life in ill health, living with his mother in Dayton, Ohio, passing away on February 9, 1906. Dunbar was an excellent, prolific author of short stories, essays, and poems with an impressive representation of black life in his time. Posthumously, he was criticized by some black scholars for his stereotypic characterization of black people and a lack of sustained anti-racist stance. But authors such as Addison Gale Jr. and Nikki Giovanni wrote in support of his work. So, key takeaways in terms of should we critique black people's work? Of course, I'm a critical thinker, so I'm always thinking critically. Everything goes through my brain. My brain tries to process it. But here's some things I ask myself. Is what the person doing harmful or helpful? And if it's not harmful, I let it pass. If it's harmful, then I speak up. And how do I criticize it? Do I criticize it to tear someone down and cause them to lose their livelihood? Or do I criticize it in a way that builds them up? Well, I try to build them up. And I also do what I call the Tyler Perry approach. I watch Tyler Perry movies. They're not always what I like, but I watch them in solidarity with the people who he pays well, the black people who find it hard to get jobs. So yeah, and I critique it because I know he can do better and that we deserve better. Second, in terms of mask wearing, we've all gone through COVID-19, so we know that masks are a temporary solution to a serious problem. So you have to go under the mask and heal the root issue and live in your whole truth. And those who don't like you being totally yourself, they can kick big rocks. And those of us should know we support people when they're trying to be themselves. And if we can't support them, we can leave them alone because we are only to take up our space on the earth, not the other person's space. So I'm going to close by reading one of my favorite poems by Paul Laurence Dunbar. Yeah, crushing on Paul Laurence Dunbar. And it's called We Wear the Mask. We wear the mask that grins and lies. It hides our cheeks and shades our eyes. The debt we pay to human guile. With torn and bleeding hearts we smile, and mouth with myriad subtleties. Why should the world be overwise in counting all our tears and sighs? Nay, let them only see us while we wear the mask. We smile, but O great Christ, our cries to thee from tortured souls arise. We sing, but oh, the clay is vile beneath our feet and long the mile. But let the world dream otherwise. We wear the mask, but you can let the mask go. Thanks for listening.